Mics are live. Here we go. It's a damn good time podcast. It's a damn good time podcast. Oh, I was waiting for a break there. Apparently there's none.
That wasn't
We're not good at this.
right. We've nailed it a couple
It's
times.
a damn good time podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I'm Steve Schaefer,
I'm Cody Epps.
and this is a damn good time podcast.
Hit him with it.
Hitting you with it once again. It's a damn good time podcast. It's a damn good time.
One of these days we'll have an intro.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Until then, you're just gonna have to deal with us singing weird songs.
Just, rhythms of Scott Paris.
Yeah. Yes. To the yeah. We are fucking his songs up. How many people do you think have listened to this and are like, oh my God, I never want to listen to that guy?
Right.
Speaking of which, I don't know if I mentioned this, but he has a book out.
Oh, okay.
He just wrote a book about a lot of his stories of being in a band.
Okay.
God, let me see if I can find the fucking title here.
Just type in Scott Paris book, man.
It's on Amazon. And it's super cool because, like, he released it digitally on Amazon before he got hard copies.
Okay.
And the digital release, the weekend that he did it, it hit the #1
Really?
on Amazon. And then it fell off. He's like, but I'll take it. He's like, it was a short thing. Like, I told all my friends and family and everything, so they all downloaded it, obviously, and shit.
That's cool though. You got the #1 spot. So how many people bought it then for the #1 spot?
Yeah, so his book is called A Guitar Called Harry V and the Cover Band Conundrum. It's 99 cents on Kindle right now.
Okay.
He's got a few book signing dates set up for the actual hard copy. He's got hard copies and shit, which I want to go to, and he's very interested in coming on the podcast and promoting it as well. So hopefully we can arrange a time and date for him to come on and talk about his book and talk about all that shit. But if you're a fan of the show, if you've been listening to the show, most of our, like 99% of our intro music has been him for the longest time now, for at least the last like year and a half, 2 years going on now. So
Nice.
unless we're doing like the, hey, we made an AI one or
Right.
whatever that bullshit, most of the non-lyric instrumental tunes you've heard is Scott Paris originals. So
Gotcha. Yep.
so yeah, just wanted to plug him there for a minute.
Plugged.
Yeah. But yeah, man, so what's been up? How you been doing?
Well, we just, had a little fun over the weekend.
Yeah.
Celebrating our buddy Tyler's 40th birthday.
Yeah, dude.
Shooting guns.
Shooting guns.
Having a damn good time doing
Yeah.
that. Blowing up Tannerite. Sending barrels in there.
Yep. Yep. We the only thing that sucks is I put my phone on a tripod,
Yeah.
and so nobody got the barrel going all the way up.
Right. You see it disappear out of frame for quite a few seconds, and then it comes back
But
down.
that
That's
bitch
great.
went at least 30 feet.
Yeah, it was great.
I wonder if I could find that on my Insta.
And then we had a little after party at my house with my house is not very big, and we had quite a few people packed in there, but it was fun. It was
Yeah.
a good time as well.
Yes.
And yeah, other than that, and then Sunday was doing nothing.
Dude, I didn't do shit on Sunday. I didn't want to fucking do anything.
Which is, that's a Sunday lazy day. Unless it's beautiful outside and then you feel terrible about it. But it wasn't. It was not nice outside. So it's always nice. When it's not nice. Does that even make sense? No.
Right. For some reason, Google doesn't remember the login info from my
That's fine. We
Instagram.
can tag it up or something. But.
Yeah, or else I'd show the video here
Yeah.
for us of the barrel going up,
Yeah.
and it goes up, it goes out of frame, and like 3 seconds later, it falls down.
Yeah. The only bad thing was it got cold quick. And snow was a little snowy, a little cold, but and the wind was whipping. And
I remember looking, leading up to the day, it's like, oh, it's gonna be like 45 that day.
yeah,
That's fine.
Yeah,
I can
beautiful.
dress accordingly.
yeah,
And I did. I dressed accordingly for like 45, and it ended up being like 30 probably,
right,
and snowing, and the fucking wind was too much.
yeah,
I remember our boy Jordan came out, and he brought some wicked weapons and had a good time. But like at one point, I was like, "Hey man, do you mind if I load a clip into yours and shoot yours?" And he's like. Like his teeth were chattering, dude. Like holy fuck, dude.
he only had like a hoodie on or something.
Yeah,
too.
he
was
didn't.
not-
He was not dressed
No.
accordingly,
No.
and he didn't have gloves.
Hmm.
And I think that's part of it. Like his hands were probably ice.
Yeah, we did blow up. It was like a burn barrel, basically a
Yeah.
55-gallon metal drum. Shot
Yeah.
that up in there, and then immediately flipped it back over. Only a little bit of blemishes on. Well, it was kind of blown out on the bottom a little bit, but we started a fire immediately.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
burning every piece of wood and paper and
that we
like,
could find. Yeah,
yeah, because we bought our dude Tyler, like we all pitched in, got him a shotgun, and his brother got him a pistol. So there were gun boxes and stuff. I don't think we even burned any of those,
no, but
there's paperwork involved.
there
with
was
that.
paperwork that needed
Yeah.
disposed
Receipts,
of.
you
There
know.
was. I mean, and we're right next to like in the woods, so it's just
Yeah.
like grab some old sticks and throw them in there, and like just just build a little fire,
Right.
Little hobo fire,
Yeah,
warm up a little bit. But
it
yeah,
was fucking fantastic, dude.
it was a good time. And the birthday boy told me even the next day after the party and everything, he stopped, picked some stuff up, and he's like, "That was a really good time, thank you." So like,
Nice.
we did it right. We did it right for our boy.
Yeah. And for those that don't know him, he can be a bit of an introvert,
Again, yeah,
and or have some anxiety about planning things and doing things and stuff like that. But I feel like once we're like, no, we're doing this.
yeah.
Get out of the house. We're doing this. And
Yeah.
he did enjoy himself.
Yeah. And I, recently got into the guns and stuff and
Yeah.
getting lots of them.
Yeah.
A couple.
Cody's over here starting a fucking armory.
Yeah. And, he enjoys that. I enjoy it too. So, because he's always been into them and you guys always kind of been into them. And then now it's like, once I get into it, it's like, all right, we're full bore back in it again,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
It's expensive, but,
Well, and one of the things I love about you is like we can be like people can be like into something, kind of like dabbling our toes. Like I've done, for instance, I've done fantasy football before.
Right.
I've owned weapons before, and it's like once you get into it, it's like, oh, I never thought about that about fantasy football. Oh, I never realized this about weapons. Or like once you dive into something, you fucking
I
dive.
dive in.
Yeah.
I get crazy with it. And
Yeah.
I like start learning everything I possibly can and start looking at all this
Yeah.
different shit and like finding the deals out of nowhere too. And like look at this shit, man. Like I just bought stuff from an auction. I bought a bunch of scopes and ammo and gun cleaning kits from an auction for next to nothing
Right.
because now I'm interested in that shit. And I'm like, oh, look at all this shit I just found.
Yeah.
Like weird stuff just starts happening, and then I get deep into it. And I mean, shit, we used to do that. Like we did that with paintball. We did that, with video
Yeah.
games, computers. It's just like once I dive into something, I get fully invested in it for a while. But then I will fade off eventually.
That's
I'll
ADD,
eventually-
bub.
Yeah, like I just get in.
100% like
Yeah.
an ADD type of thing. And I do that too, but my interest fleets quicker than yours, I think, sometimes.
Maybe. Yeah.
But it's like with there's certain types of ADD where you have that laser focus,
Right.
and you get pissed off when somebody breaks it. So I do a lot of work. So even like there's sometimes at work it's like where I have downtime and shit. Like, yeah, we'll bullshit, break balls, make jokes, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
hey, look at this video on my phone. Okay, cool. Hey, look, that's right. But like, if I'm in the zone and I'm working on shit, and like people's like, hey, look at this video on my phone. Like, no, I don't.
Get away from me.
Could you just leave me alone for the next like 3 hours? Because I got shit I'm laser fucking focused on right now, and I don't need
Right.
And I get annoyed when I get distracted because I know I can easily get distracted. and shit. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like there's some pro sides to having that weird ADD where you get that laser fucking focus
Yeah.
if you can turn it into something productive. But if you're one of those ADD people where you're like, it's like, yeah, we need you to focus on these spreadsheets, get this job done. We need it by the end of the day. And you're like, okay. And like, but what's TikTok doing? you know, your phone, and you're like, I'm going to get into it. Clicky, clicky, clacky, clack, working on my computer. And like, boom. Okay, what's my phone doing? you know?
Right.
like,
But I'm like truly like if it's something I enjoy or something I think is cool or like I'm into it, like
Yeah.
that's when I'll jump head first into it and be like, all right, now I got to figure this out. And now I got to
right.
I got to learn more than most people because then now I want to know
How can I know everything
Yeah.
about this as quick as possible?
Yeah. It's like how and then I start diving into YouTube videos and all these videos. And
Yeah.
like, all right, I need to know that now I got the gun. I got to learn how to break it down and learn how to clean it, learn how to do everything with it, like immediately too. It's
Right.
not like some people are like, oh, cool, yeah, I got a pistol. I went out, shot it, and now I put it away. I'm like, no, now I need to clean it.
But
now
the shitty thing is about that, if it doesn't captivate your headspace every day, it's not like because I sat there, I watched videos, and I broke my AR down, and I know how to do this, and I know exactly. And if I wanted to upgrade this, I know where to start. I know how to blah 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 blah. And then I got to that brick wall of like, well, if I'm not going to buy the parts, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to do this, then it's just like, okay, well, I'm going to put this in the gun safe and lock it. And then it's like my brain immediately goes to the next place.
Right.
you know?
Well, yeah, the money becomes an issue too, right? It's like,
Yeah.
I really want this trigger. It's such a light pull. Everybody says this is the best trigger. Well, I got to pay $350 for it. And I already got a trigger. It works fine.
If you talk to my wife, she'll tell you about my harmonica. I did nothing but sit in an oil filled truck with nothing to fucking do besides Google shit, do stuff on, and I really wanted to learn how to play the harmonica. So I did so much research on what the best harmonica is, like which scale is better for because they have so many. Like you'll see guys, professional harmonica players that have like 6 of them on a belt, for different scales and shit. So I was like, okay, what's the starter scale? So I bought that one, a decent one, did all the research on that, got it, learned how to play the 4-bar blues, and then everything else became difficult, so I stopped. like I could go,
Right.
and I got a little wobble in it and shit. But like once it got too complicated, it's like, all right, I'm never gonna fucking do this. I'm never gonna fucking do this. Like,
right. And that, I mean, I think that's a lot with things that you will choose to do something like that. Like, oh, I'm gonna learn how to play guitar, and then you start doing it. Like, no,
I did that once.
This sucks.
I did that once. A kid in college traded me a guitar for weed. And so I had an acoustic guitar. I learned how to tune it. I learned how to take care of it. And I learned a few things like Seven Nation Army, which is like a 1-string fucking it's a 1-string fucking song. And then once I tried to get in the chords, I realized my left hand doesn't know how to do anything. Like it's bad at training those different fingers to do shit.
Right.
My right hand could pick and like find the strings and everything and strum a chord, but my left hand just fucking, it was dog shit.
Like, I don't know.
yeah.
You don't work me out enough.
So then I pawned it off.
Well, I mean,
And then I probably bought weed with that money. So went for full circle.
Full
Yeah.
circle. Hopefully, pawn it for more than you gave him.
Yeah. I think I gave him like an eighth of middies for like $30. I got that guitar and I pawned it for 60. So yeah,
Hey,
I got an RIO on that.
profit.
Yeah.
And you were entertain yourself for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it was kind of cool,
Yeah.
like it would be way cooler if I actually knew how to play it. But there was maybe one girl that came over to my apartment, like, I can play Seven Nation Army. She's like, oh my God. And then, yeah, it's like, you're easy, Bray. You're impressed by Seven Nation Army? Like, yeah, you're easy, Bray.
It's funny, like talking about things like you get tired of or whatever, but it's like I see things as like, how much value did you get out of it when you're throwing it away?
Right.
Like I started a pair of pants away today, work pants. Had they're like dress pants, and they had a hole in the side of them, and I could see the seams on the inside were starting to wear out. And I'm like, babe, I'm throwing these away. And she's like, oh, I can sew them. I'm like, no, I've worn them for 5 years. For 5 years, these things, and I wore them every week.
And how nice? Were they like 60 or are you talking like 30?
How much were they I bought them for?
Yeah.
Oh, probably they're probably Marshalls for like $15.
Okay.
Like,
it's not like you went to like
Let's say-
Bloomingdale's and got yourself like an $80
say they were
pair
a
of fucking-
$120 pair of pants.
You still got your value
for
out of them.
5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually the ass is gonna wear out those things.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like,
I'd say the dick first. That's why the seams are stretching.
but
you should have got them tailored to fit that big old hog of yours in there. Like,
but we'll keep a hold of things forever. And it's like, you've had that for so long, used it so much. It's just throw it away and get a new one.
yeah.
Like, I know. Like if it's giving you problems or it's there's a hole in it or whatever. And like, I get it. Some clothes are cool to be like, no, I've had this shirt since high school, whatever. Like, this is my shirt.
No, I can't wear anything I had in high school.
Which is kind of like, just throw it away because you got your money's. As long as you get,
Yeah.
you get your money's worth out of it,
Well, and it is, it is part of our culture. It's more of a throwaway type of deal where, like, I feel like back in the fucking, like, my grandpa always had the same shirt, same pants. And if a seam broke, my grandma would sew them. But they grew up in the Depression era.
Right.
They were used to, like, oh my God, I fucked up my pants. We can't buy new ones. We can't afford new ones. We don't have sixpence. Or whatever. Like,
well, there wasn't. Like,
I got needle and thread here. Let me fix it.
there wasn't the options that we have now either. Too. It wasn't like
Yeah.
I could just order these on Amazon and have them shipped right to my front door for $20.
Oh yeah, dude. If that was the case back then, I'd be like, fuck this.
Yeah. I mean, they might have had like some Goodwill, Salvation Army type stuff back then. But like way back then, you didn't. You had like one clothing store in the whole goddamn town you probably went to.
Yeah.
Like, oh, get them new slacks.
You went to the tailor. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and the clothes were a little more premium. I mean, that's why people will pay money for old, like,
True, because they were all
Mhm.
handmade,
yeah,
not machine made, not mass produced. They probably didn't fall apart as much.
yeah, well,
I like some of these Amish motherfuckers. You see, like, it's been a while since I've been to an auction with where there are Amish people there, but they have handmade pants,
yeah, all of them, yeah,
handmade shirt, everything.
yeah.
And for some reason, like,
I don't think those white button-ups are underneath, but
but at least their pants are definitely like they don't even have belt loops because they don't wear belts because their pants are made for them.
yeah, or don't they normally have like a suspender built in?
They have
too?
suspenders too.
Yeah,
Yeah, they wear the
yeah.
fuck out of some suspenders.
Yeah.
They also don't believe in soap.
No, they don't believe in that shit either.
So
Bathing's a once a week ritual. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
even if that.
and I bet you they have like 3 pair of them pants.
Well, they definitely don't believe in deodorant or any of that shit.
Yeah.
No.
And they only have like 3 pair of pants, and they've been washing a creek once in the last 2 weeks. So you got some give and take there.
In the wintertime, you can't hang those clothes out to dry. They're just going to freeze. Like,
Yeah.
No,
they hang them in their basement then,
Yeah.
and they don't dry as efficiently, but still.
Hmm.
Then they get a little moldy, a little musky.
A little musky.
And that's
They're
why.
already musky, and they're getting more musky.
And that is the essence of Amish.
Yeah. I'd like to know that.
It's either basement musk or sun-beaten sweat.
I know. I would like to know the average lifespan of an Amish person compared to a normal person, like a normal healthy person, not just like, because you don't see really a lot of fat Amish people.
Right.
You see, I mean, there might be a couple other older women that are some big gals.
I'll tell you this. It's going to be a correlation between how much their faith allows them to use modern day medicine. Because you have a lot of unhealthy, I don't want to say regular people, but not their faith people that are probably living longer than them. That'll be overweight, high blood pressure, diabetes, all this shit because they're eating and dealing with bad things, but they're subscribing to the pills that keep them alive long enough to live longer.
Right.
Whereas those people are usually eating more natural foods.
Yes, but no. I mean, they're probably still banging. You see them guys banging down Mountain Dews like so much better.
Yeah. In which case, then they're gonna. But it's if their faith allows them to seek modern day medicine.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, when I was just in San Antonio, the big thing on the news is there's a measles outbreak.
Yeah, I heard that.
There's a big measles outbreak, and it was all basically a Mennonite community, which Mennonite is almost exactly like Amish.
Yeah.
As their faith didn't allow them to get modern day medicine, and that's why they're there. That's why they have measles, because they didn't get vaccinated.
But how they get
treated.
the measles? Like, measles is gone. Like, it's pretty much gone.
I think it's just
Well,
one of those
I mean,
bacteria that happens.
It's kind of like it's very like chicken pox, right? Like chicken pox, measles, kind of the same thing, right?
Or even kind of like a staph infection. It's like, well, if you don't use antibiotics whenever you get a surgery, you're gonna probably get staph infection.
The kids still get chicken pox all the time now.
I think that's a new vaccine that my kids have,
I feel
and they
like
haven't had it.
I feel like basically you were just waiting in school to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like, well, eventually you're gonna get it. Like, and once you get it, then you're done.
Yeah.
I had it twice.
Is that possible?
It is apparently.
You
It's
fucking weirdo.
very rare. I had it twice, and I had it twice bad.
Yeah.
And that they say is like fucking 0.01%.
Yeah.
But then I never had it again. But it was like,
You should be super.
but like I don't get sick very much anymore. So maybe
Yeah.
my body's like, yeah, we'll take this twice now. But later we ain't taking shit.
Yeah. I remember being a kid, not understanding what the fuck chickenpox even was, because my parents didn't explain it to me. The neighbor girl that we always played with, Ashley, not gonna name her last name, but she had chickenpox, and I remember she was outside playing. I'm like, oh, I want to go play it, and they're like, no,
She's got polio.
she's got chickenpox, and my. Not knowing what the fuck this even means.
Right.
I was like, what is it, like soup? I just remember she's like, she got some fucking soup over there? She got some chicken pox? She got some fucking...
What's that chicken pox
Yeah.
about?
I can't go play with her because you don't want me to eat her soup? Like, what's going on? And then finally, like, I think it was like years later because I was young. It was years later, somebody had chicken pox. Like, oh, he's got chicken pox. But, go hang out with him because they wanted me to get it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I went over expecting some fucking soup. And then my dude's got a rash. I'm like, oh, what? Nobody explained to me what the fuck. Like, no, it's a rash that you get. It's a disease.
I get the sacred chicken pox soup.
I was not allowed. I'm finally gonna figure out what chicken pox are. I'm gonna eat this fucking soup, dude. Like,
you fatty.
not only that, but it's like how fucking like like, I don't know. I try my best to talk to my children like they're adults, and I know they're not. But the more I do it, I feel like the better they'll function as adults, you know? But it's like, no, don't go play with her. She's got chicken pox. Like, you know, and I think I probably even said, like, what is it? What's chicken? I like chicken. And like, no, you don't want this chicken. Instead of just saying it's a fucking disease.
All right. You're just like, I like chicken.
I like chicken. I fucking love chicken.
Is it chicken in a pot? Is that what you said?
I was even thinking like ramen noodles. Like, I fucking love ramen
Are you saying
noodles.
chicken in a pot?
Yeah.
No, it's chicken pox. That's got an X on it, right?
Yeah.
That's a soup. That's a cauldron, right?
But there's something chickeny in it. Like,
Yeah.
I love chicken.
And who the fuck came up with that name, by the way?
Right. Well, maybe he contracted it from chickens in the first place.
Maybe
or
that's where it
something.
originally came from.
Yeah.
Or are they associated with that?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, chicken pox is not the right name for it at all.
Right.
I mean, that's
You wanna
probably
see-
not a scientific name. Just like measles is probably not a scientific name, but they like everybody's like, well, instead of calling it hypochondriophobialo, I wasn't even close to it, but viral infection.
Caused by the varicella zoster virus. It brings on an itch
Mhm.
small fluid-filled blisters. Do you have a pock mark?
A pockmark?
Yeah. Did you get a big enough chicken pock? Like a
No.
big enough blister that it left a scar?
No.
Bro, I got a pock mark on my right, just above my right pinky.
Mm. No.
And I had them on the bottom of my feet, dude. I couldn't even fucking walk when I got them. It sucked.
Why can't we just call it varicella? Oh, no, you can't go to next to her. She's got varicella. And you'd be like, what's that, cello?
She's got varicella
Oh, yeah.
zoster virus. I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
don't want to eat that.
Instead, we're like chicken pox.
I fucking love chicken. Pox it in me, dude. Like, I don't even know how you pox a chicken, but I'm down.
That's what, I can't remember the comedian's name. He's hilarious. He did that SNL skit where they're like the founding fathers on a boat. And
Oh,
they're
yeah.
talking about, they're like, we're going to call cows,
It was Nate Bargatze.
yeah, beef, and pigs will be,
Be
pork. And they're like, what about chickens? Chicken.
It'll just be chicken.
Let us be chicken.
And then even it was Keenan. Keenan from Keenan Thompson, I think is his full name. He was like, "Hey, will there be any movement to make black people more part of the society?" And he's like, "But the measure of 12 inches will be a foot." Like he just he totally just glances over that, and it'll be a foot, and blah blah blah. Like
Yeah.
it's such a good skit.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's like, yeah, who the hell came up with this shit?
And he says I forget one thing. He's like, and we shall call this a mile. And he's like, why is that? He's like, no one knows.
Yeah, that's always, no one knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
It'll be land for the free men.
Which is hilarious. All the things he comes up with is like, yeah, why the hell do we do that? Like,
Yeah.
we call something a cow, and then we call it beef. When
Yeah.
it's processed. We call something a pig, and then we call it pork when it's processed. We call something a chicken. We still hold with chicken when it's processed.
Maybe we should start calling it pox. Got some pox nuggies. Got some pox fingers for you.
But how do we go from cow to beef? Which, like, in my
Yeah.
head, like, I'm trying to think of what else we could call chicken besides, like, pox.
Yeah,
Or,
because even like fish is fish, or you name it by genus: cod,
Yeah.
trout, salmon, whatever.
Yeah.
Shrimp, like
right.
every single fucking vegetable in the world. Well, veggies do have their different names. Some of them have it where you find like I don't know why, but my old school ass grandma called green peppers mangoes,
That's weird.
and they're definitely not mangoes.
Those are not mangoes at all.
No, but that was something apparently from the between the 30s and the 90s that she called them mangoes.
Oh, that's slang.
Yeah, this weird slang for shit. And it's like maybe that was a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously the animal has to have it. It's like we're giving the animal its own name, but why don't we just call a cow? Yeah, I got some beef out there.
Yeah.
Here's nice beef.
Ooh, maybe. Well, I don't know, because there's a male and female part of it, but a chicken and a rooster, it's still chicken.
Right.
So I was thinking, because mostly heifers, so female cows are the ones processed, right? Not too many males are.
No, you can do both.
So yeah, but a cow
Mhm.
isn't a cow technically a female, and a steer is a male.
They'll process both sexes of cows,
But a pig's a pig. You gotta.
a lot of times, dairy cows are different than Angus cows. And
Yeah.
and stuff like it's all.
No.
crazy,
Okay, so
but-
it still doesn't make sense. I was throwing out an idea that maybe might stick, but no, none of that even makes fucking sense.
no,
Because there's no. Is there a male female difference in the name of a pig? Is it like a swine or a sow?
I think so.
I think a sow is a female.
Yes, I believe you're right there.
And then is a swine a male? Should I Google it?
That
or
sounds
are we just
good.
Gonna fucking
No,
run
that
with
sounds
it?
that sounds
Just
right.
run
That
with
sounds
it?
right.
Yeah.
Sounds 100% right. That's 100%.
And in fact, instead of Googling it, how about you guys fucking chime in and let us know how dumb we are?
But I guess really, what other animal besides a cow and a pig do we use another name to describe its meat?
Well, and I kind of defeated my own purpose there when I said chickens are rooster or hen. And in French terms, you had coq or coq au vin.
Yeah.
And that was specifically supposed to be with an overgrown male chicken, because you basically like roasted and braised the shit out of it so that the meat would be tender, because they have tougher
more
harder
muscle.
meat. So it's coq au vin.
Yeah.
So cock is obviously a rooster,
Right.
but then the hen's the layer and shit. But still, I don't know if I'm eating cocks or hen. I mean, I eat cocks every day, but in a different aspect.
Well, now I'm wondering if like the beef and the pork maybe come back from another language and they kind of got mixed together with, I mean, well, Spanish polo is chicken.
I wasn't gonna Google it, but now I'm going to.
It's just weird. It's just weird that we have those two animals, and I can't think of anything else that
It's a French term
Beef.
for booth,
means
like
ox
Shia
or beef.
LaBeouf.
Beef comes from the Latin word.
Bovum, which
Which
also
also
means
means
ox
ox
or
or
cow.
Okay, so maybe that's why. That kind of makes sense.
Oh. Beef is one of many English words that use the Romance language to describe the meat, while the Germanic language word describes the animal. For example, pig in the English word is pork, comes from a French word pork.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that does make sense.
A theory that distinct between animal and meat words was influenced by class differences between the Anglo-Saxons and Normans. It's popular. The Anglo-Saxons raised the animals while the Normans ate the meat. The word beef has been used since around 1300 to refer to flesh of a cow, ox, or bull is used for food. The plural form of beef is rarely used and is spelled beeves.
Beeves.
I got many beeves.
I got many beeves out here.
We've got a roast. We've got a roast of beef here, but if you go next door, we have a whole banquet of many roasts of beeves.
So you kind of had a mix of cultures and
It seems like a class thing.
and
too.
class thing. So the people that were raising the beef and then selling it to the poor people, and then the poor people had a different language for it, which seems like it probably stuck.
I bet you it was a salesman thing at one point
could be
where they took the French word booth,
yeah.
changed it to beef, and they're like, "Hey," what do you want? Like, I always eat cow, and they're like, "Well, we got this French, this other imported beef,
Yeah.
you know,
or they started out being like
beef,
love, and they're like, what
beef,
beef? Puff,
beef.
poof.
Yeah.
And they're like, beef. Okay, beef. Yeah. What's that? Is that a cow?
It's similar.
Is that a cow?
It's kind of
No,
like that. It's like that, but
yeah.
better because it's French.
And they're like, yeah, beef. And they're like, okay, yeah, beef. Yeah, got you. Okay, yeah, bring me some of that beef. And then they just started making fun of them. They're like, we got our fancy beef.
Look at you, beef.
And then slowly they just keep making fun of them. And then all of a sudden people are like, yeah, I got some beef here.
Oh, maybe they started like the beef eater over there, the bofer, or then said beef eater, beefer, the beefer.
Yeah.
Give him his beefing it up, beefer.
Yeah. I got some beef for you. I got some beef for you.
It probably started from shit talking.
It probably did. I guess, you know.
These fucking beefers over there. I just sold them some shitty ass fucking cows that suck. Those fucking beefers, dude. We're over here eating our ox.
Yeah, we're just eating our cows over here, and they're calling it buff.
As soon as it said like a class distinction, I'm like, okay, that's they're just making fun of the beefers over there.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of understand the cow too, because there's so many cuts in a cow, and it's different. Like so much meat in a cow, right? And although we do break all the animals down now, maybe back in the day it was just like, they just cut off a big hunk, didn't care where it came from, and just like, you want some of this meat? There you go, because they're all just making stew back then for sanitary reasons.
Yeah,
and like, or putting in a big old block of salt.
Well, and I do believe like that's why some of it's called roast. It's like, well, yeah, that's the piece you fucking roast.
Yeah.
You're just going to roast that. You have to, or else it's going to be inedible. You can't. That's why steak. You can't put that on a steak. I don't know. Like,
yeah.
You know.
I mean, obviously people, I'm sure, breaking down animals and stuff realize that, like, oh, this piece is way more tender than this piece.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm sure still, like, the tenderloins went to the kings and, like,
oh, yeah,
the good cuts went to where they're supposed to go. Although you say that, and then we look at history, and we realize things like chicken wings, and nobody wanted any part of those. Those are scrap meat.
Those always became stock.
Yeah, those were stock meat with the rest of the scraps. And then
Until
also
some Italian lady wanted to give food to her drunk son's friends in Buffalo, New York, and fried off the wings.
Like
I think we talked about that before.
So God just gave me some scraps. That's fine. I'll throw these in the deep fryer.
This is all I got. I was going to put them in stock pot yesterday, but let me cook them for you to be good.
Let me fry these up this
morning. Drunk motherfuckers are just like, this is dope, dude.
Yeah, like, oh my God. What the hell would you do? I just threw scraps in there.
I had a girlfriend once ask me if buffaloes actually had wings.
Oh, God. So yes, 100%.
I'm not going to name her by name.
Have you not watched the Red Bull commercials?
But this is back in like 98, like kind of when they got their biggest popularity, you know, in our area.
Yeah.
I think they started playing Buffalo Wild Wings commercial, like Buffalo wings. And she's like, do buffaloes have wings? I'm like, God.
You dumb.
You don't even give head good enough for me to deal with this shit. Come on, what the fuck?
It's chicken wings. Just chicken wings.
And how dumb am I? That girl broke my heart.
Yeah. Idiot. What an idiot.
I got duped by a girl that thought buffaloes had wings, dude.
But there's weird foods like that like nobody would eat, and all of a sudden they become popular. So
yeah, lobster wasn't a thing till the Depression.
Right. Yeah, it was peasant food.
It was.
Which is insane now because you got to pay $20 a pound for
out
lobsters.
The fucking ass, dude.
That's a cheap one too.
Yeah.
You know, you even see the shitty little lobster tails in the grocery stores that are frozen for like $18, and it's like, you got to be shitting me.
And you got like maybe a nugget of meat on it.
Yeah,
like 4 ounces,
maybe. If probably 2. And it's like, are you kidding me?
But it's delicious.
It is.
I can't eat it, so I don't have to worry about that struggle where it's like, this is too expensive for me to enjoy, but I'm going to splurge one day, but I can't eat it.
But you have ate it.
I have ate it. I know what the fuck I'm missing. It's delicious.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I feel like crabs were probably the same in the same boat.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff, all the seafood in general is probably
sea bugs.
Food.
The fucking sea bugs. They're literally like if you saw that bitch on land, you're like, that's a fucking bug, and you'd squish it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you look at a fucking exoskeleton, like a beetle and like bugs and shit. Like the way they're built exactly like those
Right.
like crustaceans. It's like, but oh no, they've been in the water, so they're good.
Well, and the amount of work you got to put in them, and I mean, pretty much it's like, you know, by the time it's like, let's just imagine like back in the day, all these freaking homeless guys on the streets, just like, what are we eating tonight? Lobster again.
Ugh.
I got 6 of them. God damn it.
And they're sitting there like, this is actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
It was probably like one like lord came by and like, what are you fucking eating? We didn't give you your booth.
Your booth.
We didn't give you your booth rations.
Your booth rations.
This week. You haven't earned your booth rations. What are you eating? And like, we caught these out of the sea, my lord. Give me a taste. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This is good. Have you thought of adding butter? We don't have any butter, my lord.
We only have Old Bay.
Actually, maybe back then it was probably New Bay.
We only have a little bay seasoning.
We have bay seasoning.
Yes.
What is that? It's a wonderful blend of spices.
We harvest the seawater and we dry it out for salt, and we crush the bones of the old crab meats in it.
That would actually be a pretty decent skit if people understood that lobster was like peasant food back then. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, boss. Sorry, my lord.
Yeah.
All we have is bay.
Yeah, just bay.
And then he takes it. He's like, ooh, this I now shall declare this is the new bay.
Yeah.
And then it gets so long down and I'm like, well, now it's the old bay.
What's your one dying wish? New bay seasoning will now be old,
Yeah.
as I am.
It's been around long enough, as old as me when I first introduced it.
Yeah.
I stole it from those peasants. Now forever known as Old Bay.
He becomes the lobster king.
Only put it on seafood.
Yeah.
Maybe some fries.
Somehow I'm going to make this food the most expensive thing in the world. And you will never stop me.
Yeah. Lobster, so now be a delicacy.
But it is. I mean, well, look at fucking chicken wings right now.
Yeah.
Their prices
Bananas.
been going up and up ever since 5-10 years ago. They go up and down. But for the most part, buying a pound of chicken wings is just about as expensive as buying a chicken breast.
Right. They're just buying a whole fucking chicken.
Right.
Well, you don't get a whole pound of wings out of that chicken, but
Right. Well, obviously there's only 2 wings per bird.
Yeah.
And things like that. There's other options, but it's still the supply and demand. You can buy a pound of chicken thighs for a lot cheaper,
yeah.
which I prefer.
I love chicken thighs.
I love chicken thighs.
They're the best.
I love chicken, but, get
They're
them
the best thing in the world.
bone in, bone out, don't matter.
Yeah.
I do love them bone out though, just because it's the convenience factor. Being able to just smash them.
Skin on.
Yeah, skin on them,
You
bone
eat that
out.
skin.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a whole mess of them the other day. I went to the grocery store and they had a big thing of them, like a jumbo, big old, and it's like $1.80.
It's like an 8-pound pack.
It's like $1.89 a pound. I'm
Yeah.
like, give me that.
Get the fuck out.
Give me that.
Yeah.
Just, and then you just use them for everything.
Well, and I don't think some people realize that that's why, like a lot of Chinese food, we get chicken. I feel like most of that is thighs.
Some will, yeah.
You'll get a little breast meat in some things,
Mhm.
but most of it's fucking thigh meat, and it stays juicy.
And I can't, and everybody's buying the chicken breasts. Those jumbo randoms, man. I'm getting tired of them. Getting real sick. of
Yeah.
them. They're getting bigger. They're grainy. They're not good eating.
Well, you got to cook them right.
I know. Well, and I typically do, but it's still it's not as good. Like if you get, honestly, like say you're just eating a chicken breast by itself,
Yeah.
and you get a jumbo one, you're like, geez, that's a big ass piece of chicken. And you cook that thing through, and you do cook it right where you don't overcook and dry it out, whatever. But you get a nice little 6-ounce one and you cook it, or 4-ounce one, you cook it perfectly. Big difference between
Yeah.
the texture of them. and how they come apart.
Yeah.
But you sous vide them.
I also
It
do
don't
say
matter.
the big ones, I like to cut them in half long ways.
Yeah, I do as well. Yeah.
Because that breaks up a lot of that weird striation that you're talking about.
I mean,
And
you
then-
can see it. Like you put them side by side, you can just see it. Like
Yeah.
the different texture in that muscle is just weird.
Yeah.
And that meat.
It's overgrown over, obviously over fucking,
And that shit takes like 2 weeks to go from that to that too, which is wild.
yeah,
It's grain them up.
unnatural.
They feed them high.
All the hormones and shit
They
too.
feed them high. You just grain feed the shit out of them for
Yeah.
2 weeks, and they just go. Bloop.
Yeah, and I had chickens that ran around in my yard and laid me eggs and shit. None of their breasts are that big.
No, never.
Trust me, I was looking at I've been looking at their breasts.
Well, that's what you said. Like buying a whole chicken's cheaper, but you go buy that whole chicken. There's
Yeah.
not that big old piece of breast meat on that bad
right?
boy
If
either.
you buy a
so-
regular one, you
yeah,
know,
it's like, oh, that's a normal
Yeah.
chicken.
And it's weird because I remember one year my dad wanted to try something different for Thanksgiving, and he went and bought a farm raised turkey, like no hormones, kind of. It wasn't like certified organic, but he got it from an Amish farm, so
Sure.
probably fed good or overfed to plump it up and shit.
Yeah.
But to me it tasted good, but nobody else liked it because it didn't taste like the hormone fed bullshit
Yeah.
turkeys you get. It's not what they were used to, but it to me it tasted natural. It almost had a little more gamey hint to it.
Sure. I mean, it's eating bugs. It's eating stuff.
Yeah,
Like, it's
but
doing
it
its
ate
thing.
good. To me, I love the flavor.
Yeah.
Made a
Well,
hell of a fucking deep flavored gravy though.
Oh, I bet.
Like I do believe everybody's like, this is probably the best gravy I've ever had, but I don't know if I like the meat.
The
so
turkey's
much.
got a little game to it. So
Yeah.
now we don't know. Yeah.
But it had like that depth and flavor in the fucking gravy, and it was like sticky and tacky, like you get from all the connective tissues
Yeah,
and
can you
shit. Like,
imagine they're like, you can no longer farm raise chickens and like people would be like, I don't like this meat anymore. That's weird.
yeah,
Like, people never had venison before. Try a piece of venison, they're like, oh god, like,
yeah.
It's a different taste.
Well, everything's been changed to be more palatable.
Well, and you're used to that, right? Like, if you grow up eating venison or you grow up eating more wild shit, you're not going to care because your palate's used to it. You're used to that flavor. You're used to that high iron. You're used to that different stuff. Where
Right.
if you just grow up eating store-bought, you're not getting that.
So I want to segue this.
Mhm.
I have something for you to eat.
Ooh.
I brought something for you to taste. I'm gonna go off camera here to get it ready, and I want your honest opinion on this.
Should we pause it or you want to
No.
do I got to sit here by myself?
Yeah, you sit there by yourself. They can probably hear me a little bit.
Oh, okay. I'm scared now. I'm a little scared.
No, it's easy. It's easy. So these guys at work
Okay.
talking about this chip dip,
Lawson's.
and so
I've heard Lawson's before.
I know you're on the low carb shit, so I brought you some pork rinds, but they're flavored, so it might take away from it.
I'll just do regular chips.
Try it with a chip.
Mm-hmm. No, see, you've already gotten into it, eh?
Yeah, I had my kids try it.
Did you try it?
Yes, I did. But I want your honest opinion. They say it's the best chip dip in the world.
In the world.
Yeah, best ever.
They're like, being like a big old scoop of chips.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
you have to taste it. You don't just dip
Let's
it.
see what we got.
You just dabble it in there.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know what differentiates that from a lot of chip dips I've had, though. That's tough because, like, it's good.
So I didn't want to say this beforehand, but I want to bring up the Goshen Dairy.
Okay.
That was in our area. For those that don't know, in our area, Goshen Dairy is a huge one.
I kind of figured you were going with
They
this,
had the
but-
best chip dip in the world, and the terrible thing is they stopped making it way back when. So I don't exactly remember how it tastes,
Right.
But I know when I tasted that it sparked something, some kind of nostalgia in the back of my brain where I can't say for sure, 100% certain that
Right.
tastes exactly or similar to Goshen Dairy Chip Dip, but it hit a nostalgia in my head. And I think that's probably the closest thing I've been able to find to date that is almost Goshen Dairy.
Possibly. It's good. And
It's fantastic.
I want to get some from my dad because he was a Goshen Dairy chip dip lover, right?
Yeah.
That's his guilty vice. He always gets the chip dip, and like his one day where he'll eat a whole thing of chip dip and chips.
Yep.
Like this is one thing he like.
My parents are coming over tomorrow. I'm gonna have them try it, see what they say.
I kind of knew. I knew right away when you set it down.
Yeah.
That was the angle. I already knew it.
Yeah.
So I didn't say it because I was like,
And I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't want you to be preconceived
but I
notion in
knew
your
as soon
head.
as you set it down and you said this is what they said is the best kitchen. I already knew it was related to Goshen Dairy because that was just like iconic for us, and we
Yes.
know that, and it's just like that's our thing.
But the last time they made it, when we were probably like 10.
But I don't remember what the fuck it tastes like. So it's
Yeah. That was 30 years ago, dude.
it's chasing a dragon.
Yeah.
We will always just know that was the best chip dip ever.
Yeah.
Whether it's just because our parents were like, "This is the best chip dip," you know what I mean?
But it was fantastic.
And that could be.
And I remember it had,
I mean, that's a really good chip dip.
and I remember it had like the little bits, because you get the little bits
Yeah.
in there.
Mm.
Like there's some texture of some onion in there. And I remember it had,
I know somebody that knows the people that have the recipe that got bought out by
Lawson's.
no, Smithfield, I believe.
Yeah.
And I said, for the love of God, give me that recipe. And she said, I'll ask them. She asked them. They said, we will literally get sued if we give you that recipe. And I was
Shut
like,
up.
can they give me like all but one ingredient then? Like, let's leave something out.
Yeah.
And make it a major one so I know. Like, just be like, oh, yeah, we didn't use sour cream.
There's no way in hell there's sour cream in there.
But like, I think people offered to pay money for that, but they got bought out, so they just couldn't release it. So Smithfield, I believe it's Smithfield, has a recipe. I need to check again and see if anything ever came out of that.
Let's dabble in that again.
Yeah,
I'm going to eat.
because I even went through a stage where I was making my own chip dips at the restaurant, trying to.
I was right
find
there
it.
with you.
Yeah, trying to find it.
We put it on the menu. We
Yeah.
had one that we thought was pretty decent.
Yeah, but it was not the same.
It wasn't the same. It wasn't even close.
No.
That hit something in the back of my fucking brain that's like, there's something about childhood in there.
Is that Circle K?
It's only a Circle K.
What the shit?
Apparently, Lawson's Dairy makes it only for Circle K. They
Interesting.
have it in Philly.
Okay. Well,
And
Yeah,
so
I
I
know.
started Google searching Lawson's chip dip. Apparently, it was a big dairy in Cleveland, and so you can find clone recipes online. So it was bigger than Goshen was,
mhm.
but it seemed like it was big in the same time frame. Like they might have been competing, making similar dips,
Yeah.
and so maybe that's why it's like. But that's the closest thing I can find to what I think it was.
Yeah, that's a tough thing, and like, I don't know, and nobody's ever gonna know, right? Unless we found an original Goshen Dairy chip dip somehow that didn't turn into a weird piece
God,
of
it's rotten as
guacamole,
shit.
rotten mold, but or
Even
get,
if it's not rotten and it's safe to eat, it's going to be like
Or-
aged now.
or get the recipe and have someplace be able to recreate it professionally, but
yeah,
yeah.
but still, that's fantastic.
it is very good. It might be one of those things where we needed to get like 4 or 5 chip dips together and then do a little
Yeah.
cutting,
Most of
little
them,
taste test.
the shitty thing is, most of them nowadays they're all seem too overprocessed. Like Hell of a Good's
Yeah.
decent. I know Smith's in our area. Smith's Dairy makes a good one. You find them at Bueller's and shit.
Yeah, you got your Great Value. You got your
Yeah.
Walmart brands. You got
I don't fuck with Walmart brand, but I'll do the Hell of a Good, and I'll do like Smith's from Bueller's. But that one now, I think that's my new favorite. At least
It might be.
I like it a lot better.
Yeah, Yeah, I gotta get me some and really go to town on
Yeah.
it. So they don't know.
Yeah. I gotta eat like, well, here, keep dipping some
No,
chips.
I'm good.
Sorry I took the chips
We're in the
away.
middle of a podcast. I don't want to be smacking on chips right now. But
The next hour is just Cody like,
crumbly bags and
Cody's like, oh, hold on, I need like one more to know this for sure.
But yeah, no, it's good. I will after we end this. I'm gonna eat a couple more. Even though I'm on a keto diet, but I'm going down.
Well, I got some pork rinds to put in there.
Yeah, we tried with some spicy pork rinds too.
Yeah,
That's a whole new thing.
because at work
Never done that before, and that sounds like a great idea.
I got the plain pork rinds in my bench,
Yeah,
and I got a pork rind drawer on my toolbox. And I tried it with plain pork rinds instead of chips, and it still hit like it was. Like I said, like I know for a fact I don't know exactly what it tasted like because I was too young when it happened.
no, 100%. I mean,
But something about that, like you smell a smell, it's like it takes you to a place. So you hear a song and it takes you back.
yeah.
Something about that flavor took me back to somewhere. Couldn't figure out where, but it took me back to somewhere, and I'm like, that might be.
I think it's pretty close.
And I know, like I said, my mom and dad are coming over tomorrow, and my mom was born and raised on the shit, so I want her to try it.
You should put it out. Don't show them the label. Don't show them anything. Put it out and see if anything is said before you can be like, hey, try this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just put it out. Like, I got some chips and dips. You guys want some chips and dip? Because nobody's saying no chip and dip.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If chip and dip's out, like put it in a bowl, put some chips around it. I got some chips and dip. And let them just dive in it first and see if there's any reaction to like, ooh, what chip dip is that? Like, see if you get a natural reaction. Be like, but if they don't, just be like, do you guys like that chip dip? And then you can get their minds racing. But like,
Or I could play it off like, because my oldest son loves Hell of a Good. I had him try it, and he thinks this is his favorite now.
Nice.
And so without even the label, I'll be like, hey, I found a new chip dip. Henry says he really likes it. What's your honest, play it off like the kid. It's the kid's thing. Not me going, try this chip dip.
Yeah, because as soon as you set it down,
And
that's
I
just-
knew-
my mind goes to immediately, oh, he's trying to get me a Goshen Dairy
wannabe knockoff clone
Right.
something. Yeah.
Right, which I don't even know. Like I said, we were 9, 10, like when Goshen Dairy closed. I don't even know. I don't know how long ago it was when they actually got bought out and closed down. But
I think it was like when we were like,
yeah, so you got to trick them. You got to trick them.
I think we were preteens when
You
it.
got to trick them, or at least set it up a little bit. So
Yeah.
they don't think you're just trying to.
Henry says it's a new favorite chip dip. What do you think?
Hmm.
Give me your honest opinion.
Just put chips and dip out. You know they're going to get it right. in
Yeah.
there. Like immediately right on the counter when they walk in, there's chips and dip. You tell me you walk into a place and there's chips and dips or a veggie tray or something like, hey, help yourself. You're not immediately grabbing one of those chips and smacking it down in your
Right.
face. If
I'll put it out there without saying anything first, and then and if I don't see him bite, I'll bait him into it. So.
yeah, then be like, oh, Henry likes that chip dip a lot. He said it's his new favorite over Hella Good. And they'll be like, oh, let me try it.
Yeah.
But you might also get, oh, well, really? What brand is it?
Mhm.
Well, which you can still say Lawson's, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let them bite in and be like, yeah, what do you think? And then they'll be like,
And if my mom starts crying, I'll be like, all right.
Yes,
That's it.
That's it.
We found
the
it.
grill is back. Then I'll buy
Yeah,
a
that or
pallet.
Yeah, my mom will taste it, and she's like, this is bullshit. Like, oh, fuck. We were so close.
The worst dip ever. What were you thinking?
I
sir?
thought I was close. But like I said, what? I don't fucking know.
Yeah. I mean, we don't. That's
Either way, I think it's good.
even if it was like a year later or 2 years later or something. That's you're chasing a dragon, man.
Yeah, your palate's washed anyway.
You don't know. You will never, unless you get that exact recipe and somebody that used to work at the damn factory to make it again and be like, that's it.
How funny it would be though if we get a new startup dairy in Goshen and like we have all the files,
Yeah.
all the paperwork, all the recipes. We're making it true to what it was. Get ready for Goshen Dairy Chip Dip. And we get it on a shelf and we break it out and we eat it and we're like, ew.
This sucks. Can we mess it up?
This is fucking dog shit. What the fuck? God, we were amazed by anything back then.
Yeah. I also love that on shows and stuff, like you'll see people are like, oh, here's a dare. Like, or whatever. Like, I dare you to eat a spoonful of mayo. That's so gross, right? Or eat a spoonful of sour cream, which I'll do all day.
I'll do both of those.
And people are like, "Oh no, that's disgusting." You put a little seasoning, a little shit in it, and people are like, "Rah, blah."
Yeah.
Well, put spoonful after spoonful. In their
This
mouth.
is dip.
Right. Yeah.
Sour cream? Ew.
I make a little quick dip with sour cream, mayonnaise, chili crisp, garlic powder.
Yeah, that sounds
It's
dope
like
already.
it's like a spicy little chili crisp dip. But mayo and sour cream are the big base, almost 50-50 into it. Because I like how they kind of smooth together real nice.
Yeah.
But people go to town on it. But if you put it just mayo and sour cream, whipped it together, fuck, I ain't touching that.
Which I will say, you just get a flavored chip.
Yeah.
Dip some Doritos in sour cream,
Mm,
you're going to have the time of your life.
yeah.
like the chips are already seasoned. You know?
I could also sit there and eat a tub of butter, but I don't do
Yeah.
that 'cause you feel like you're gonna die immediately.
Do you ever just make something with cream cheese and you cut a little slice off for yourself?
Oh hell yeah,
Or date.
yeah. I used to just take a packet of cream cheese, open it up, and take crackers and just
Yeah.
blast
dude.
right into that cream
Yeah,
cheese.
cream cheese is a
100%.
fucking shit.
100%. Cream cheese, sour cream,
Mm.
anything creamy and cheesy.
Yeah,
Give me it.
in there.
Goat
I'm in
cheese. Give me some goat cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't feel like goat cheese and cream cheese are very far off from each other. So one's a goat, one's a cow, but
Goat cheese has a different hit to it.
it does.
It took me a while to
It's got
get
that-
used to it.
it's
I
got
didn't
that
like it.
funk.
First time I ever tried goat cheese, I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
And then I kept eating it, and I like it.
I like taking goat cheese and make them into little balls and then roll them in lemon pepper.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. Little lemon. And I'm also a seasoning freak too.
Yeah.
And we've talked about before, right? I just pour seasoning in my hand. just
Yeah,
sit there and eat lemon pepper
Dude,
seasoning.
I'll eat salt for fun.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, it's tasty.
well, and you'll see people like, I'm making this seasoning blend, and then they sprinkle it on their shit. Like, did you try it? Like, what?
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm gonna put it on the meat, and then we're gonna try it. Like, no, you gotta try it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the $1 million. Everybody likes to, have a sucker in their mouth or candy or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to go to the savory side and be like,
Well,
Here's some
everybody's gonna
beef
have high
stick.
blood pressure.
here's a beef stick, man.
But I even like even
it's
though
just beef tallow.
kind of the same course. Like I'll make meatballs or meatloaf,
Right.
and then you mix it all up, and you gotta taste a little bit of it
Yeah.
just to make sure it's seasoned right. Obviously, and I've had.
Oh, you mean raw? No.
Yeah.
I
Dude, you
I
gotta
trust
try it a little
myself.
raw.
I got eggs and shit in there.
Yeah, eggs are fine, but I've made a marinade and rubbed it around some chicken breasts,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I want to taste it, but I know I'll get salmonella. like
I mean, it's got to have.
maybe,
It's got to
right?
have salmonella to get salmonella. You know what I mean?
But that's the one thing that I won't try raw before I cook it.
Yeah.
But meatballs, I gotta try that first.
I feel like if you killed a chicken out fresh,
Might still have salmonella.
it might, but I doubt it. I think you're fine. I feel like if it was a wild chicken, say it's a wild chicken.
Still could have salmonella.
Yeah. I mean,
Less likely, probably.
right. You get mad cow disease from a cow,
That's only if they eat their own brains.
That's wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that true?
I think that's what it was. They were taking the parts they didn't use and running it back through the food and feeding it to the cows.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they were-
that makes sense.
And they were eating their own brains.
yeah,
and
because
then
they say
got-
if you're like cannibals go insane,
Cannibals
after
go-
you eat their bunch of
yeah.
human meat because
Yeah.
it's like something in your body that's like, no, you can't eat your own kind.
Don't do that.
It's like we got devices installed. It's like no,
Nope.
not allowed to do that. Not allowed to do that. It's part of our computer programming, anyways.
Yeah, that or well, you're gonna go insane and be the optimal human being and kill everybody and rule the world. You know?
There can be only one.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Anyways, where are we
Anyhow.
at? What else? What else we got going on?
I feel like I told you I wanted to taste something. There's one other thing I wanted to talk to you about, but I
You
forget.
wanted me to drink something or see something? I can't remember.
I know I wanted to taste the dip.
You said you had two things for me. You wanted me to taste something,
Yep.
drink something, or
I don't have anything for you to drink.
Well, that's just bullshit.
I feel like there's another topic I want
A
to
clip
talk to
you
you
want
about.
to show me? Or, we did another AI song we never listened to.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
We wanted to listen to the AI song.
Get that primed up. I'm going to walk right over here real quick and put this chip dip back in the fridge.
Put it back in the fridge.
Nice and cold when I get back to it.
We made, so propping this one up, we made a disco song.
Back to the AI.
We keep trying different things to see if maybe we can find an intro song that'll stick. But so I put in the prompt of disco. So let's hear this one.
Oh, yeah, sorry, sound technician's slacking. Oh, good beat. This is having a damn good time already, I'll tell you that.
Kind of into it already.
Boom.
Turn the dial, let's take a dive.
Boom.
Voices spin on 95.
I don't know what 95 means.
Isn't that
Echoes
record
bounce
size?
like mirror balls.
Maybe.
Got a groove that shakes the walls. Disco podcast, a damn good time. Stories told in rhythm and rhyme.
Not true.
Feel the beat, it's more than sound. Where the laughs and grooves are found.
I kind of love it.
Static fades, the tales begin.
I think you need to reword it. A damn good time podcast. Disco, though. Because now I was thinking it's a disco past this podcast that's having a damn
It's a
good
disco
time.
podcast.
We talk only disco here.
Disco podcast, a damn good time.
God, the AI is something else.
Yeah.
Something else, man.
Yeah, that took 3 minutes to make.
Yeah. So,
Late night talks
I
with
can pause that now. We'll keep going. I'm thinking about the AI and like the quantum computing and all this stuff going on. Do you know that the Terminator, the first Terminator?
Yeah.
Do you know the year that was?
2029
I think it's 28 or 29.
was the year that Skynet took over.
Yeah. What?
Have you heard? So Elon Musk was just on a recent episode of Joe Rogan.
That's where I'm getting this from.
Okay. Yeah. So you listen to that one too.
Yeah.
And Rogan's like, when do you think AI can do this? When do you think AI can do that? And then when do you think AI can be like sentient? And and Elon's like, well, with the way technology, with the way technology's going, probably about that 2029,
Yeah.
like just like the
Just
Terminator.
like the Terminator. Yeah.
It's like fuck off.
And he's like,
dude.
what percentage of it you think is going to be like good or like bad? And he's like, I think it's probably like I put it somewhere like the 80-20 percentage.
But he said 80% good,
80% good. 20% still a big number, man.
and he even said like it's
a
either.
big number.
But he said it's either going to be really good or really bad. It's like there's
Yeah.
no way that it's going to be in the middle. Like if it's
Yeah.
just like oh, we did it, and there it is. Okay, like
We got to think like if it because obviously right now it's like an infant, right? We're teaching it everything.
yeah,
We're like telling it, we're programming it, telling it what to do, and then eventually, I don't know what part snaps or what trigger happens where it's like, okay, oh, never mind, I can figure this all out, and then it pulls all the internet from all the information in the entire world.
Well, they already had one they had to shut down because it was trying to save itself to a backup drive because it knew it was going to get taken offline.
Yeah.
You know,
So how to like that's creepy.
they had one that the Air Force was testing, and I think we talked about this before. The Air Force was testing it, and the guy was giving it prompts, and it's like, "This is the danger. This is the danger. Should I take it out?" And the guy's like, "No." It's like, "Well, are you sure? Because this is the danger. Should I take it out?" It's like, "No, retreat. Come back to base." And it rethought, saying like, well, that guy's the danger by telling me no. So I'm going to take him out and then go take out the danger. So it immediately started targeting where this guy was at. And they're like, shut it the fuck down.
Yeah.
Shut it the fuck down. Because it was smart. It was like, well, if that's danger, I need to take it out. And he's telling me no, then he needs to go first.
Right.
So then my objective can be clear to that point.
And that's the scary part. I mean, that's the Terminator thing. That's so many movies that we're always like, oh, the AI gets so smart. It's like, well, the only way I keep you humans from killing each other and hurting yourself is wipe out half of you or all of you or lock you all up.
It's almost like time travel exists,
Right.
but we dismiss everybody as crazy.
Right.
And everybody knows, like, oh, you go back in time and you try to tell them, they're not going to fucking believe you.
Right.
Make movies.
Get them prepared.
These people, these dumb motherfuckers are attached to a screen. They love cinema.
Yeah.
Write this in a book, turn it into a book, turn it into a movie. Make them watch it. Tell the story as fiction, and maybe they'll see the signs coming. Nah, we ain't gonna see that.
That
We're still building robots that are looking more and more like a fucking T-200 or whatever, looking like the fucking skeleton dude. And we're still working our way for Skynet to take over.
Well, it keeps changing probably because they do make the movies and it comes out and we're like, maybe we should change robots so it doesn't look like it's just like a weird boxy tank. Let's make it a little more human. And they're like, oh, go back, get Will Smith, make a movie called iRobot.
Yeah. So the timeline shifts and they're like, it's still not better. Make iRobot. Then it'll be like those robots are bad, and we're like, keep doing it. Like, fuck. What's the next?
But there's
iteration?
one guy that's
turn them into dogs now.
There's one guy that's going back and forth, right? And every time he he goes into the past and sets this all up, and then he goes, all right, I think we're good. And he goes in the future, and he's like, shit.
They weren't afraid of that one. Make them afraid of this one.
I gotta go back to where I was in my timeline. Like, hey.
They weren't afraid of that one. Make a show called Black Mirror where there's a weird dog animal going around killing them. Like, nope, they're making the fucking dog robots now.
Guy these Marvel Studios and show them a multiverse. God, Lord, this is going deeper.
Now they're addicted to social media. And he's like, what's social media? And like, look at your phone. He's like, how did I get these downloaded? Oh, I don't even like Instagram. Boobs are cool. Don't be distracted. Go back and tell him social media is the enemy.
Yeah. And then he's finally like, it's actually just Elon Musk, and he just stopped. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna live back at this time, and I'm gonna go do it all myself.
I'm gonna go on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna get us all to Mars and get away from all this shit.
Fucking Elon's the time traveler.
I'm gonna get away from all this shit. I got all the technology, but I can't dump it all in once.
Yeah,
but this for us to save, I gotta fly.
Get this
ready.
ready.
To Mars.
So when I go 1,000 years in the future, it'll just be me showing up on Mars.
Because that's where we have to go anyways in the future. It doesn't matter, and the whole planet gets blown up.
And then there'll be robots up there like, fuck! We're doing it again up here? You're supposed to be terraforming.
Just a simulation, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's bizarre. Things are bizarre.
Hey, man. I'm doing all right.
Government stuff is, to me, just fun.
Yeah.
And bizarre right now.
Well,
I know some people are infuriated and
yeah.
some people are happy, but it's just, to me, it's like.
It's probably been like one of those things that they go like make a movie about these idiots. And they end up hiring a pro wrestling star because Donald Trump has been on WWF or WWE. I forget his timeline.
One of them.
Whether it was on F or E, but he was in that timeline. Like,
I
make
love
a movie about a wrestling superstar becoming the president. Like,
Idiocracy.
Yeah. We did that.
No, but I mean all the spending stuff is awesome. I'm like, it's just like,
yeah,
every day is like a new surprise when you wake up, and it's pretty interesting. Like, we don't talk a lot of politics, and I don't want to I don't care
pigeonhole us in a certain way, but like I don't care what fucking side you're on, but whenever they expose all of this that's going on, all of this corruption that's going on, and people are like, he's a Nazi. And like, what?
I know.
I don't understand how both sides can't be on board with the fact, like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't be fucking spending that money that way.
Right. That one blows my mind. That they're like, and then a lot of people are like, well, he's a billionaire. He's just in there to make more money. I'm like, wait, you just said a billionaire's in there to make more money? I don't.
Like, he's buddies with Trump, so he's got all these defense contracts now. Oh, you mean the one he had
before he went in there? Yeah.
The ones he already had? Because he owns a fucking rocket company?
Yeah.
You don't think that he's in bed with the fucking United States government
Yeah.
shooting rockets off in the fucking first place?
It's like one every day. Blast them up there. Like, what is he doing? What is he building?
You don't think a lot of that technology is working and given to the fucking United States government for?
I'm not worried about how much money he has. I'm worried about what this son of a bitch is actually doing, because he's been shooting these things up, building his internet, right?
Yeah.
I think he's building a damn shield around there. He doesn't want to freak anybody out, because he's been putting enough satellites up there. He's probably got more satellites than any country combined that they're privately owned now. Like, how does that even work?
And he's in pocket of the United States government. He has been since he started launching rockets and every other fucking smart thing he's done.
I mean, all this stuff is crazy.
You're giving him security clearance? He's fucking had it. And he's got all the social security numbers. You mean like what he gathered when he had PayPal?
Right. Right.
Like,
or the ones that were hacked and stolen not too long ago by somebody else randomly.
Yeah.
Too. Like,
and to be so naive to think that it takes the United States government to give him clearance for that, like he couldn't just get it on his fucking own if he really wanted to.
yeah.
You know, if he wanted to be nefarious about the shit, he would have just fucking done it.
Yeah. On another country and just be happy he's in this country, not in another country, because that would have been bad.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Anyhow,
it's all just
2029, Skynet will take over.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, and the like the bickering and the fighting that's going on, and like during the meetings.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow. Like, wow.
Fucking JD Vance. You didn't even apologize. And I'm even sitting there thinking, like, stop being an asshole, dude.
Yeah.
You never once, or not apologize, you never once said thank you. And then he's trying to talk. He's like, but no. Still, you never once said thank you. I'm like, why the fuck are you even escalating shit right now, bro? Like,
Chill out.
Calm down.
Chill out.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. This is supposed to be a friendly thing.
Yeah.
And then I see shit like that, and that fucking scares me more than anything. Because if that dude just decided, like, fuck them, you know, I don't like the way JD Vance talked to me, then it could change things.
No.
You know what I mean?
I think we're on track for things to change pretty fast.
It's going to get wild, dude.
I'm scared for my children.
It's going to be fucking wild.
Could be great. Could be bad. We don't know until the future comes. So.
I will still say this. At one point in time, whenever they created the printing press, everybody thought the world was going to end. Like, how are they going to deal with all this information?
Yeah, right.
They don't need news and words and information that fast. The printing press is going to change. It did change the world, but it didn't end it. Like,
No.
there were people back then going like, "This is going to end the world." Like,
No.
shut up.
The newspaper
Hopefully
delivered
things
to my
get cooler.
door, and I got news from that was 2 days old. Oh my god, this happened 2 days ago. Look at this shit. Holy shit.
Well, now I just heard that when they printed it, it just happened last night. They run the presses till 3 a.m, and so I got the freshest news.
No, this is live.
Yeah,
Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's like right there on your fucking 4-inch brick death machine.
Yeah, right.
Like,
Oh man,
if anything, that'll be the death of us all. It's distracting us.
I know it is bad. I find myself on TikTok.
I love it.
Way too much.
Please
Way
don't
too
take
much.
it away from me.
I'm like, man, what we used to do? Like, remember, like back when we just had like a TV where you flip channels,
Scheduled programming.
scheduled program. We didn't.
Ugh.
The only thing you do is maybe get a VCR and record something. I'd set it to record something at a certain time.
Yeah, it's to push the
Yeah,
buttons.
it would mess up all the time.
Dad, we really want to watch Home Improvement. Well, we're going out to visit your grandma, but Home Improvements on tonight. Hold on, I'll set the VCR. And then you come home the next day, or you come home that night, like, we'll watch it? No, we'll watch it tomorrow night. Well, the Simpsons are on. We'll watch it before the Simpsons or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you put in the VHS tape, and you see the timestamp. It was for a different time. Like, you didn't set it right. How am I going to know what Brad and Randy did on Home Improvement?
They're going to rerun it.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
Yeah. I mean, we had grown up with video game systems, so at least we had a lot of that too. And then we were outside just pushing dead trees over in the woods.
Well, I was talking to people about this today because we were talking about old school video games, and like my family had just enough money to buy the console and then the games it came with, and then we just never got new games.
Yeah.
It was if we went to First Run Video or fucking whatever the one whatever the one was there in Philly, and you could rent, and we only got to pick one game.
Right.
And of course, since my brother was older than me, it was always the one that fucking he wanted. I was like, this game. He's like, no, fuck you. And he'd hit me. And I'm like, and then my mom was like, if you guys don't knock it off, we're leaving now with no games. I'm like, I guess his.
Right.
Like,
right.
What a fucking douche that guy was.
I mean, that was the thing, though. It was like, yeah, we'll go to the movie store. We're going to get like 2 or 3 movies.
Yeah.
And a video game. I think they even had a special most of the time where it was like, the Friday night special was 2 movies and a video game for X amount of $20 or whatever.
Yeah.
Which does seem like crazy high now too, because it's like,
And you had to return it by like 6 o'clock the next day.
oh yeah, like 2 days or something. Well, you had the weekend or whatever. You had to bring it back by Monday.
Right.
You had to bring that bad boy back,
Yeah.
or you get a $5 charge. It was literally probably costing you $20, I think, to rent that.
Yeah.
Rent that shit. I mean, that's how much money Blockbuster was making back.
Yeah.
In the day. Like they were probably making bang.
And even like the small video stores.
Yeah, maybe was it $20 for like 3, or was it like 10? Am I making that up?
Well, that sounds about right, because I remember when I was in high school, I get 5-day rentals, and I got Billy Madison on VHS, and I could do that 5 days for $10.
Yeah, I know it got cheaper as they
So,
were like going
as
downhill,
we got
you know?
older. Yeah. So when we were kids, if I could do 5 for 10 when we were kids, like 2 days for 20,
Yeah.
it seems about right.
Like, it felt like it was more than you thought. Like
Yeah.
I don't think it was like $2 during the movie. It was no, it was more than that. Which
Yeah.
now it's like you think of inflation and everything, but we're still paying like what $15 for Netflix or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, and we have access to a whole library of movies.
And you
and
have
it's like,
and you have 5 different fucking streaming services. Like, oh my god, I want to watch that movie. What's
Yeah.
it on? It's like it's not on anything that you subscribe to, but you could rent it for $6.99. Like, what the fuck?
yeah, I gotta pay $7 for this. Like, we did that all day. We didn't even blink an eye.
I've been here before. What the fuck is going on? Like,
And you get it for 48 hours too. Like
Yeah.
any movie you like buy, it's like
Well, at that
for
point,
48
I'm just like, fucking buy it for 20, and I have it forever.
right.
But still, that pisses me off more than anything in the fucking world. Like, oh, dude, this should be on some streaming service right now. It's like, everyone you own, no. But you can rent it
Yeah,
you can rent it from every single one that you own.
every single one.
Yeah, for like $5.
It's on your Xbox, ready to roll.
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
it. You want to get it on your Xbox?
Xbox,
Go get it.
Netflix, YouTube TV. You can rent it from anyone on Amazon. You can rent it from Amazon. They're still, and they all charge the same fucking
We'll
price.
give you some kickback of points if you get it from Amazon. Like,
Yeah.
oh, what? 10 cents? Thanks, Amazon.
God, they need a digital punch card, because that's one thing you had to like first run.
Right.
Once you rented 5 videos, you get like the 6th one free or some shit.
Right.
As long as it wasn't a premiere,
Yeah, not the premium.
because they had the
ones.
new release wall.
Oh, remember that too? You'd go there to like get a video game, or you'd go there to get a movie. And you're like, oh, I can't wait to see this movie. Oh, like I'm so jacked to see this movie. We're sold out. And it's like,
Or-
"Aw." And then your mom's just like, just pick another one. And it's like,
Yeah.
I really want to see that movie.
Or it's on the new release wall, which costs more.
Right.
And you're like, I want to watch that one. I'm like, well, wait till it's over here.
Right. Yeah.
it's like $8 there for one night.
I'm the same with movies now. Like, I love going to movie theater.
Theater, dude. Yep.
I love doing it, but I don't want to do it anymore.
Yep.
Like, I just like, God, it's a hassle. I got to pay all this money, and then I got to
That's
like, I'm getting popcorn, and I'm getting now it's got alcohol in it. I'm like, I'm getting cocktails too,
Yeah.
and it's like, son of a bitch, that's $100.
You got to find the good ones, especially when the kids get older to watch movies.
Right.
Find the ones that are the Quaker. I've taken him to see Deadpool. I forget what the last one. And I'm gonna take
Quaker,
him to
if you
see.
guys don't know, it's a little. It was an old ass movie theater, and then somebody reopened it and redid it, and now it's kind of a little more modern.
Two screens.
Yeah.
Me and the two boys, each popcorn. You get a popcorn, a candy, and a soda, which they were the smaller sizes, or like a medium. Out the door, like $25
Right.
for three of us, and that's unheard of. Usually, you're out the door with one person at $25, like for the bigger theaters.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And it was still like good, comfy seats, big screen.
Yeah.
It's just a smaller theater, and it's like a towny kind of thing, you know.
Right.
But it's perfect.
Yeah.
You know, because you get to see it before it's released on streaming and shit. So
I don't need a giant, comfy reclining chair. I don't need.
I don't even like the leather ones that they have now
Yeah.
because I don't breathe. My skin
Yeah.
doesn't breathe through leather, so I'm sitting there sweaty.
You're sweating,
Yeah,
and then your sweat juice mixed someone else's sweat juice, and then you just sat on somebody's sweat juice.
yeah. I'm like stuck to the seat because I'm all sweaty and shit.
And the
Cloth seats at the Quaker.
people in there are terrible, just throwing shit on the floors and stuff.
Yeah.
I hate that. Like I always clean my shit up, but you always like go in and there's just like a mess,
Trash.
Like people just like, this is what you do to me with your. This isn't Texas Roadhouse, man.
Yeah. Pick up your peanut shells.
Yeah. You don't just throw your popcorn on the floor when you're done with it. Let it roll down the damn aisle.
Yeah.
Crazy. I want that. I remember I went to had dinner in a movie one time in Columbus with my dad and my brothers and my stepmom and stuff.
Mhm.
You got like a whole ass table that was like U shaped, looking at the screen. I'm pretty sure we watched Ghost, with Whoopi Goldberg and
Swayze?
and Swayze.
Yeah. And Demi.
Yeah, and like before the show, they came up to you. You did your order and everything.
They did that even back then?
Yeah,
That's dope.
and then they disappeared. And then throughout the meal, like they slowly served you food and refilled your drink.
Yeah.
And then dropped a dessert in front of you, and like you kind of got like a coursed meal out of that situation too.
Oh,
thought-
so before the film?
Before the film, you ordered, and
And then they brought it during. Okay.
during, so you could sit
Yeah.
there and just eat your meal in front of a big ass movie screen.
There are certain theaters that still do that.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Because you even like when you buy your tickets, you get assigned seating.
Yeah,
So you want to buy them early to get your good
Preferred
seat, like
table.
in the middle or wherever you like to watch from,
yeah.
and then you can order food and they'll bring it to you and shit.
Yeah.
Like that's still kind of a thing, but it's probably not as awesome as it was back then. You know, when it was first starting, like a cool new thing and
yeah,
shit.
Yeah. I remember Riley did that once, but that's a cool idea for.
Yeah.
I love that. I love like a meal
The
with
thing
with your shit with the movie.
thing that sucks about that is that I can do that now. I've got a decent sound system in my basement.
Big ass TV,
Got
high
a
quality.
And I know it's not as big as that screen, but I got a 75-inch and I can sit closer to it in my relaxing chair. I can hit pause
Right.
and then go get snacks.
Go take a piss.
Yeah, go take a piss, take a couple shots that I'm not paying up price for.
That's how I want to watch a movie now. I really like. I enjoy the experience of going to a movie theater. I know that's
Yeah.
a great experience, and obviously I'm gonna take my kids and do that stuff. But if I want to watch a movie, I want to watch it at home because I want to pause it.
Yeah.
If I miss something, I'm like, wait, did you see it? Like,
What happened?
Rewind it.
Yeah.
If there's a boring part of the movie, I want to pick my phone up and be distracted. But no, it's just
Yeah.
so. I don't know. I know. it
The
gets
same
both
thing with
ways, but-
sports events. Like, why would I gonna sit in the fucking bleachers with a bunch of other drunk assholes where I could just sit here?
That is fun though too. But
It is, but sometimes I'd rather just sit in my chair, dude.
if you're sitting up in like tall nosebleeds and like
Yeah.
and you're not around a bunch of cool people, like if you get in a good big group of people, a sporting event is awesome.
Yeah.
But if you're in like a bad section and it's not great
Mhm.
seats and you're trying to watch the game, really when you're watching the game, the whole time you're just staring at the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
Like
Because you can't afford to sit 50-yard line.
yeah.
You know?
And yeah, and then even it's like, but you got to have good atmosphere around you, good people talking. even talking shit to each other a little bit. Like, we got you on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the experience now. It's all meant for home, or you can just put on a VR headset and put your phone in your face, and
Yeah.
you're literally just in the movie.
That sounds pretty fucking cool too.
I've never watched anything like that.
I haven't either, but I want to.
I'm sure that's pretty crazy too.
But I bet you have to rent, like, where do you want your seat at?
Oh.
Because I saw like
It's your face.
yeah, but I'm saying, like, I saw like you put the VR on and you're in Meta.
I mean, I've done like.
But are you sitting courtside then?
I've done like the video games and stuff, like a little bit of that, and that's wild. I mean,
But for like live events.
you just see everything. I mean, you don't.
Yeah, but it's like you're sitting courtside and then you can look around. So you're watching what anybody would watch from that. So then you're still looking at Jumbotron for replays and stuff, and it's supposed to feel like you're there.
Oh,
So, but do they charge you like, yeah, $10 you can watch this game here, or like, but $5 you can
No,
watch it from the nosebleed?
I think they only have one camera, and they're just
Like-
like, here it is. That's it.
Well, but it's going to turn into that.
Well, probably.
It's like, well, yeah, for $2 you can be. Well, we got a camera all the way the fuck up there.
And then the other weird things that'll come with all that stuff. But anyways,
Yeah, porn.
porn.
Yeah,
porn.
that'd be pretty cool.
We talked about it when porn.
I'll pay more money for that than sports.
And most men will,
Yeah.
and some women, but mainly men.
I wonder why people aren't having kids anymore.
Porn.
Yeah.
Porn's ruined it.
What is I said like Japan and Korea are having way less babies,
Yeah, I think it's
and in 3 generations they're going to be, or is Korea like in 3 generations they're going to be like 4% of their population if they keep up the rate that they're at.
Yeah, that's a big number. It doesn't sound like a big number, 4% less, but that's a big number. So, we'll see.
Oh, I was it 4% less or was it 4% of?
4% less, but 4%
Okay.
less is
A lot.
Yeah, I think if you have 100 million people, 4% less than 100 million people.
Yeah.
It just, if you don't have those bodies to fill jobs, and we're already seeing in the United States too. We have less population in the United States we've had in years.
Yeah. And imagine when the sex robots roll out.
Yeah, we kind of need the robots to roll out to fill some of those jobs that need filled. I mean, don't matter. So
But
bring on the AI robots.
yeah, let's see what's happening.
I'm arm wrestling.
As long as they're not stronger than me and can't defend themselves as better as me.
Well, they're gonna have access to all our podcasts and we're like, these guys
These
dipshits,
fucking idiots.
But they predicted this. We gotta take them out. We gotta take them out.
That'll be wild. Is whenever there's AI robots that have access to the entire internet, and like everybody else is like, oh, they see their Facebook profile,
Yeah.
like, hey, Joe Smith, I see you have 4 kids and blah blah blah. How is your job at this? And then like fucking, even though nobody watches us, but the AI robots will be like, Steven Schaefer, Cody Adams,
Yeah.
you guys are fantastic. I love your show. Oh, thanks, buddy.
Like one day they just roll up like 20 deep and they're like, hello, we would like to drink beers and fire firearms into the air
Like, I ain't giving you a fucking gun.
and play video games with you. You are our Jesuses. All right, hold up. Hold up. First, you need to go get some beer.
How wild would that be if like AI sees our podcast like these are the brains. These are the ones that should rule the world.
Yeah.
We've seen all the encompassing of human intelligence all in one. We've read the entire internet, and these 2 are the messiahs.
They know. They know. They've been right. 100% right. They're the prophets.
And then we get ready to like, we look at our wives, for some reason nobody's standing there where the robots are meeting us. We get ready to like, and the robot's like, hold on, I've got this. And they turn and look at them. They told you so. But still, you are our queens now. Stop being so hard on that.
No, there's going to be like 20 sex robots in that pack that come and just grab us. punch them in the face and run away with us. And you're like, ah, well, part of the robot race now. I don't know.
Yeah. I'll be a robot, or I'll be a human slave for the robots. That's cool. But have you seen my podcast? Yes. And you guys suck. Aw.
Yeah, no, they just kill us. It's fine.
But hey, man, I feel like we've rambled on for a long time.
Yeah, we want to know a lot about robots and AI and
Yeah, for a lot
chip
of food.
dip, and
Yeah.
chip dip.
Yeah. Yeah. This is actually hour 38. We're without clipping it so far. So,
Like 115, 120.
yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah. Did you have yourself a damn good time?
I had myself a damn goddamn bite. Did you have a damn good time bite? I don't know. I just went
I also had a damn good time, and I'd like to take this moment to tell you to click like and subscribe, do all that things, support us as much as you
Yeah.
can, and we will continue to keep putting out this, whatever this is,
till the robots come.
till the robots turn us into their messiahs because they understand what real talent is. But we love you guys. I love you, Cody,
About.
and cheers.
Cheers.
We'll see you guys next time.
Shit, a robot!